Oh, this is embarrassing.
Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is. AA Sports, straight sports, no chasing. We back here another Tuesday night. It's your boy Diego Barista Coffee with my other half. What's going on, boy?
What's good, people? This the other A and AA Sports, all hate, and as you just witnessed, we talking LeVar Ball to open the damn show. What's good?
Hey, man, LeVar, he just can't stay out the news, man. He just can't stay out the news. When you hit me last night, it was like, look at this fool on wrestling. I was like, I can't do it. I was already, my remote was already getting worn out between switching back and forth in between the Big Three League and trying to see what was going on with the NBA awards. So I couldn't do it right away, but I had to catch them clips later on, and hilarious.
You know what? I didn't even think about it till you hit me earlier today. The WWE, they give out them bags because Floyd got $1 million a couple years ago to fight a 7'4" giant. But at the same time, LeVar done got a bag last night to go out there and act a damn fool.
Act a monkey.
And them folks was wearing BBB shirts. They was wearing them. Man, shout out to them. Bless their heart. I hate that was Lonzo's first actual introduction to the Staples Center crowd. His dad out there acting a monkey, but hey,
he seemed to be enjoying it. I was hearing cheers in the stands. So, like I said, man, wrestling is nothing but shenanigans anyway.
All day.
Ball was right at home. He fit right in. You know.
All day.
LeVar, what's up, man? I'm still waiting on my BBB gear, man. Let me get a T-shirt, something. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if you get one, he can send me one. I'll wear it. I like what he's doing. He support his son. We get too many examples of people not supporting their son, so I ain't mad at him for that. It's just damn, though. Just damn. Yeah. Anywho, people, let's get right to it. We got a busy show today, people. We're starting off with a quick draft recap. The NBA draft was last Thursday. All the speculation, all the hype. We're here.
Shit right there.
What's up?
That shit right there.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do a quick recap of it. You know, looking at the first 5 picks, everything went pretty much the way we thought they were gonna go. Marquez, of course, was going to Philly. Lonzo Ball, the Lakers played that smoke and mirrors game. They were gonna take him at 2. Jason Tatum went to Boston at 3. Josh Jackson finished 4. De'Aaron Fox at 5. But here's where things got interesting. The team that came out kind of the best to me in the draft was the Minnesota Timberwolves, trading for Jimmy Butler. That was the move they needed to make right there. They didn't need no more young players, none at all. They made a play and got a veteran that's going to help them get in the playoffs. What you think?
I mean, yeah, that was a good trade for them. But to the draft, if you were looking at mocks, anybody looking at mocks or anything, even though Tatum could have very well, he did go 3, but a lot of the mocks had him going maybe 4 or 5. They had a lot of them had De'Aaron or Josh Jackson going 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But
it was back and forth.
Yeah, I think that's a good fit though for Boston.
If he stays there.
Well, if they package up something for, Paul George or something, then that, that's totally different.
That's a solid pick. Very solid. I like the top 5 picks. I don't know much about the Isaacs kid. I saw Florida State play some, but I'm not, they're teaching potential so much right now. So, the guy's 6'10", he shot 35% from the 3, so, he can play in today's NBA. My Knicks, bless their heart, they took the French point guard. Who he actually, from what I understand, he's not a point guard. He's not a shooting guard. He's just a guard. So we gonna see.
Right. We'll see. Combo guards, we'll see. Because last couple combo guards I can remember, not sure whether they're a point or a shooting guard. Look at D'Angelo Russell, Victor Oladipo. Guys that can obviously play in the league, but don't really see a true spot for them. They can reach their full potential. So we'll see how that goes. I think some people might miss out, especially the Knicks, getting taking the French guy. Maybe Dennis Smith Jr. would have been a better pick.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when he got took. I think that's a nice pickup for Dallas. That's a real nice pickup for them because if you really look at it, they got a decent little nucleus coming together. With Harrison Barnes, Smith. They got Seth Curry. He had a good season last year. And they got Nerlens Noel. So they got a solid little, nucleus coming together. So they should have something working. Let's see what they can do with it. Dirk's still hanging around, giving them that work at 40. So it's a good, solid pickup.
Right.
To me, a steal was Charlotte getting Malik Monk at 11. They needed shooting. Kemba needed help. That was a damn good drop for them, or a pickup for them. Hate that he dropped all the way he did, but that was solid.
Only thing I don't say it's concern or worries me, but I am wondering because Malik is, we talked about it on the show before the draft. Monk is a little bit smaller than we expected.
Yeah, he is, and got short arms.
And how's that going to work with him and Kemba in the backcourt?
You know what? It seems like nowadays, with the NBA being the way it is, you see a lot of teams with little backcourts like that. It ain't a lot, like Boston with Avery Bradley. He's about 6'3", 6'4", about the same size as Monk. I mean, it's not the NBA that we know where the two guard was 6'6", small forward 6'7", 6'8". I mean, it's not the same NBA no more. So
Portland the same way with Lillard and.
There you go.
But the thing about it is, they're playing, but we haven't seen one of these teams be able to go deep into the playoffs.
Well, Charlotte needs a lot.
That's just one piece. He's not going to be there to take them to the 4th seed of the playoffs next year. They're going to have to continue to build. So we'll see.
That was needed shooting, but they're a couple of pieces away. At least.
Maybe him and Dwight Howard will have some 3-point shooting contests in practice. Who knows?
Man, Dwight better not do nothing but board and catch lobs. But past that, let me see. Anything else stick out to you? I love what Sacramento did. I meant to get at you about a sound effect for Sacramento. We gave them cats. We gave them grief last week, but they actually had a pretty good damn draft.
Right.
For them to take De'Aaron Fox, get Jim Jackson, Harry Giles, and Frank Mason, it's like they changed their culture just that fast. That's a legit rebuild with players from good programs that can get your locker room right. They had to do that.
Right. We can get Sacramento a small round. They did pretty good for themselves. Like you said, getting 4 players from blue blood schools don't hurt.
And the thing that if it works out for them, if Harry Giles' knees are okay and he gets to what he was in high school, that's a steep. Yeah. But that's a big if. 3 knee surgeries since high school. He only played 1 year of college. That's a lot.
Yeah. I like what Utah did getting Josh Hart. I think he's listed as a shooting guard, but I think he's more of a combo type point guard myself. Kind of like George Hill.
He with the Lakers.
That's why he got
traded him.
Sorry. Okay, so never mind. I was about to say maybe Utah.
Solid pickup. That's a solid pickup for the Lakers. Yeah. Solid.
Tony Bradley ended up going 1st round.
Surprised. Very surprised. Hopefully he finds his niche. He does offensive rebound, and you can't. That's always something needed in the NBA. He gonna have time to develop because it's not like he's gonna be the star. he's playing behind Rudy Gobert and Derek Favors. But he got first round money.
Speaking of which, as soon as I saw that pick was going to Utah, for some reason it automatically popped in my head. Is that insurance for Rudy down the line in case they don't want to pay him or he leave?
He got paid though. He got paid this past summer.
He already got paid. Okay, cool.
He got 400. So I think that's more about Derek Favors. I mean, their games are about the same. Tony Davis. So I think he's free this summer. I think
Derek Favors probably going to be out. He's going to go through the same thing that Paul Millsap went through when it was him and Millsap. You know what I'm saying? Favors was a younger guy at the time.
All them bigs can pay everybody.
Yeah, so they, you know what I'm saying, they let Millsap walk. Now they got a younger big in Bradley. So Favors is probably going to be the odd man out. One pick I actually liked, well, they didn't draft him, but they ended up trading for him. Jordan Bell going to the Warriors.
Boy, wasn't that a good pickup?
Think about a perfect fit.
Perfect.
All he got to do is block shots, board, and run the floor.
And catch lobs. That's it.
He can immediately come in there and get minutes from Zaza and who else was the other big?
I don't think a lot of them dudes going to be there next year. I don't believe David West going to be there.
Yeah.
Zaza maybe. JaVale maybe. Them dudes on 1-year contracts. So he's going to get minutes. Yeah. But, you know, folks don't want to play with them. But that was a steal in the second round. Perfect fit for them. Perfect. I had that on my notes today.
Yeah, I see. A couple of other Oregon players that went in the second round. Tyler Dorsey
I like that for us.
To the Hawks. And then Dylan Brooks went to
Memphis.
Houston from Portland traded him. Okay, he went to Memphis. Okay.
They needed shooting, boy. Boy, they needed shooting.
Yeah, so some good picks. I want to say it was so many freshmen that went in the first round. A lot of the juniors and seniors, you know, got bounced to the second round. So this draft held up. It was a deep draft. Now we'll see how these guys produce, but I actually enjoyed the draft for the first time in a while.
Very long time. It was a solid draft, even into the second round. It was a solid draft. First time I enjoyed it for a while, too. First time I actually think I watched the entire draft in a year. So I'm thinking we'll know who these guys are in a couple of years compared to – I can't tell you the top 10 from last year. So I just can't.
Exactly.
But let's go into Magic Johnson on D'Angelo Russell. During Lonzo Ball's introductory press conference, Magic Johnson made this comment. He has all-star talent. We want to thank him for what he did for us. And also that players want to play with. You know, folks was in their feelings about that comment. But he was telling the truth because D'Angelo was never the leader they wanted them to be. Now, don't get me wrong. I thought they gave up on the kid too fast. But I think at the end of the day, they were looking long-term at that cap space compared to keeping him right now because they got plans for 2018.
Right. When I first saw the comments, the first thing I thought was, especially about the part, because I'll repeat it because you was cutting in and out a little bit. But he said what I needed was a leader. I needed somebody also that could make the other players better, and also that players want to play with. To me, even though no matter how true that comment may be, to me it was a little. To me, it was a little unnecessary. You already traded the kid. You know, I just didn't see the need to go to that extent. But it wasn't nothing really serious. D'Angelo Russell replying saying, "Hey, it was irrelevant." Me and a cat at work was talking about it, and you know, he was saying, "Well, you know, this is Magic Johnson. It's coming from Magic Johnson. You know, all-time leading player. You know, you need to be humble and accept that criticism and just kind of take it and be like, all right, I'll do better." But at the same time, I can understand where D'Angelo's coming from because, like I just said, you already done traded me. Obviously, I wasn't in your plans. I don't think there's no need to needle me and try to pick at me after I'm already out the door.
That's kind of throwing him under the bus for the new organization by saying that don't nobody want to play with him and he don't make nobody better. When I'm pretty sure he wasn't selling it that way on the phone Thursday night.
Right.
So I get that part of it. You know, it's better ways about doing that, but Magic's getting up there in age, and he's okay. They say what they feel now, even if it's not politically correct, because he didn't have to say that shit. It was right in regards to, you know, I wish him well. He got all-star talent because D'Angelo very well could go out east and average 30 points a game easily. He gonna have all the shots. Well, him and Jeremy Lin ain't gonna shoot the ball. But
I was about to say the fact that he shipped his ass to Brooklyn. That said all it needed to say. That's you know what I'm saying. Me shipping you to Brooklyn says everything.
Yeah.
But you know.
But
it is what it is.
That speaks to another conversation that we've had on the show a few times before, where you know they drafting these cats at 18, 19, maybe 20 years old, and they're expecting everybody to be a leader like LeBron James was at that age. It don't always work that way. You know, there's change coming in regards to the NBA. Now, I kind of feel like D'Angelo was pretty much screwed since he did that Snapchat thing. They weren't going to trust him in that locker room. They just weren't. You know, regardless of what happened, that cat lost his girl behind you posting a silly video. They were never going to trust him in that locker room, no matter how good he played.
I mean, but whether that locker room or another locker room, some of them players was some of them players even there when that happened? That was year before last, right? That wasn't this past season.
Most of them were there.
Okay.
Julius Randle was there. The only one I don't think was there was Ingram. He's the only one that wasn't. But the few vets they had, man, only vets they had was Deng and Mozgov. But there's not much patience nowadays. You drafting these cats immediately. They're gonna make mistakes, and when they make the mistakes, there is no patience for them. None at all, because I'm sorry. You can say what you want. 16 points, 5 assists, 4 boards. Those ain't bad numbers. He ain't shoot worth a damn. But those aren't bad numbers for a young player in his second year. That's a lot of potential to get better. A lot. But
I think I think most of it came down to the fact that, okay, new regime coming in, Magic didn't draft him. And then 2, you got Lonzo. Okay. Lonzo coming into the picture, that changed everything. And especially when you have D'Angelo, he's an in-between a 1 and a 2. And then you got George Clarkson, which you just gave, not a big contract. I think they just gave him
a reasonable contract.
Right. And so,
and I like him.
Yeah. So like you said, you got cap things you're trying to figure out. You're trying to figure out how to get some big names in here the next couple of years. Again, easy choice. Like I said, if Lonzo don't fall in their lap, then maybe they don't trade him. But hey, when Lonzo fall in your lap, hey, you got to ride. You got to ride.
When I first saw the trade, I felt the type of way because I felt like they gave up. But the more I looked at it, I mean, and also people ain't even talking about Brook Lopez. Lonzo is going to get him. He got 20.5 points in Brooklyn playing with nobody. Yep. You know, he might be able to give you that with Lonzo passing him the ball. So that was a solid trade for the Lakers. That was a solid trade. Magic's done a good job. Magic and Rob Pelinka these first few months.
Yeah.
Very good job.
If they can get rid of that Luol Deng contract, then
they Gucci.
They really
can do that.
Now, you know, so we'll see. So speaking about the draft, couple people, Coach K, Coach Cal, very prominent names, very well-respected names in the college game, as well as Adam Silver, have thrown out some ideas about how to improve, I guess, the draft or the players coming out by throwing around ideas about one and done rule, stay a year, stay 2 years, that kind of thing. We've talked about it a lot. I know you've said in the past that they need 2-year rule, right?
I agree with 2.
Okay. I'm kind of split because I agree with that. I think 2 years just for the development of the player. Nothing else, just the development of the player. I think 2 years is definitely the way to go. At the same time, I also agree with the other side, with the other people's argument saying, well, why are we making these guys wait 2 years to come to to turn pro when you don't have to wait in any other profession or things like baseball? So I understand, and I get that side. I agree with that as well. My thing is, what it comes down to, it's up to these teams and these GMs. Stop drafting unready guys.
That's it.
Your team won't suck.
That's it. One thing that I heard last week, and I don't know why I never thought about it before. America's the only country where these cats can't play right now. It's cats that was playing since they were 15, pro ball, getting paid in Europe, pro ball. I don't know why I never thought about that before. You always think about, a few kids going here and there, but, I mean, it's the truth. They can get paid, but these guys here got to go to college for 2 years. It's like I'm looking at the development of the game. I'm not thinking about the money aspect of it, but at the same time, they should be allowed to go. And like you said, if they're not ready, you don't have to draft them. You're not forced. You're not forced to draft them.
Exactly. There was a kid. I can't think of his name. I think he's a point guard. Played for Arizona last year. He came out. Numerous scouts and front, player personnel people told him he was not ready. He needed to go back to school. He came out anyway. I know he didn't get drafted first round. I want to say he didn't get drafted second round either. So now he screwed himself, forgone his eligibility, can't go back to college. And now he's either going to be an overseas guy or a D-League pro probably for the foreseeable future. So, I mean, players, man, you got to listen to these guys. I know you're ready to get your hands on the bag. You're ready to stunt for the gram. You're ready to do all that. But just, you got to wait your time. You got to think about your future. It's taking you this long to get to this point. Why not wait? Why not wait just a little bit longer? Just a little bit longer.
But it comes down to what you said. The coach, the coaches and the GMs, they ain't got to draft the guys. And two, if the NBA wants to make it better, they got to start putting some real money in that G League. They're making billions of dollars. Almost all of them owners are billionaires. Put some money in the G League. Make it better.
Definitely.
Okay. I see drafting the guys.
So what's the G League? Did they change the name of the developmental league? I started hearing that term thrown around. I'm like, did they change the name?
Gatorade threw them a bag. Their name's on it now.
Okay, gotcha. But to me, we'll call it the G League. They're not utilizing that right. To me, I think it should be a league where, I guess this is similar to what some people are saying about the baseball rules. Use it as a way where it's pro. You're paying the guys more than what you've been paying the D-League players, but of course not as much as you're playing NBA guys. Pay them, but let them develop there.
Right.
And then after they've been there, then let them come into the draft. And, and then try to get
works.
Don't draft them first and then try to turn around and, and take them out. That was Nicole. So, that's my thing on it. And, we'll come back and we'll touch on that. But as you saw, people, we got a special guest tonight. Give us a moment here. We're going to touch into this McEnroe Serena thing a little bit. It's me and your boy here. I'll admit I'm a little lost as far as what the controversy is supposed to be about. And we want to bring a woman's perspective on here so we can actually get that side of it, because we don't want to be looked at as feminists or nothing like that. So I want to see from a woman's perspective exactly what's going on. So we're going to take a quick break right here. Go get your cups refilled, do what you got to do, go to the bathroom, come back. We'll see y'all in a second. All right, thank you for pausing, ladies and gentlemen. We're back, AA Sports, getting straight sports. No chaser, Diego Barishnikov, and All Hate. We are here with a special guest from That's What She Said Sports.com. Our girl Nicole Monique. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm good. Thanks, guys, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Give her a round of applause. We appreciate you coming on tonight, Nicole. We wanted to kind of dive into a little bit this John McEnroe, Serena Williams thing. Okay,
right.
Obviously, it's been a heated topic for the last 24 to 48 hours about his comments, saying that she could not beat the 700 ranked tennis player or what have you.
Right.
Now, from the sound clip that I heard from what he said, he simply answered a question that he was asked, and it wasn't apparent to him initially that the young lady asking the question rather wanted him to dive more into it as far as separating the genders. So
right.
We wanted to first play a quick clip of Serena last summer on an interview she had with David Letterman, and she kind of touched on playing against men. We want to play that real quick, and then we want to get your comments as far as how we should be looking at this, or how we should be looking at it, and make sure that we're looking at it from the woman's standpoint.
Okay.
But you weren't around for this. I can remember Billie Jean King.
Yes.
What a tremendous athlete.
She's incredible.
What a great social pioneer.
Yes,
What
absolutely.
a tremendous role model, icon in the world of sports. And there was a guy named Bobby Riggs, who was a tennis player and a hustler. He was always finding ways to make money and silly things, and he challenged Billie Jean King to a tennis match.
To the battle of the sexes.
They had it in the old Houston Astrodome. It was enormous. Yeah.
Yes, it was enormous. It was packed. You know, it was 40 years ago. It was 40 years ago, and incidentally, 40 years ago as well, Billie Jean King started the WTA Tour, which is why people like me and my sister and every female athlete that plays tennis have an opportunity to play tennis and just be powerful, wonderful, amazing, beautiful female athletes. And we all owe thanks to
Billie Jean King.
Now,
you must know Billie Jean.
Yeah, I love Billie. You know, she was able to start and open so many doors for me. I know her really well. I had the opportunity to work with her years ago. She was captain of her Fed Cup, and she was coaching the team. So I got so many tips to this day. I literally use them in some of my matches every day.
Now, as I recall, this battle of the sexes, Billie Jean, my memory is that she crushed Bobby Riggs.
She beat him pretty good.
Right. Now,
girl power.
Is there what would happen if something like that occurred today?
Well, who would it be?
Well, I don't know. Let's say you would be the.
I was hoping you'd say.
All right, feminine side, and me.
And you. Oh. Well, actually, it's funny because Andy Murray, he was been joking about myself and him playing a match, and I'm like, Andy, seriously, like, are you kidding me? Because for me, tennis and men's tennis and women's tennis are completely almost two separate sports. So I'm like, if I were to play Andy Murray, I would lose 6-0, 6-0 in 5 to 6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, because it's true. It's true. It's a completely different sport. The men are a lot faster, and they serve harder, they hit harder. It's just a different game, and I love to play women's tennis. And I only want to play girls because I don't want to be embarrassed. I would not do the tour. I wouldn't do Billie Jean any justice. So Andy, stop it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you kill me.
I'm with you when it comes to tennis. I only want to play girls.
All right, so I want to
Nicole,
give the entire context, and I want to let her get some props to Billie Jean King as well. So
yeah. Well, I think it's interesting that she's selling herself short. I think if she played Andy Murray or any other guys up there, she could possibly win. You know, at the end of the day, Serena is used to being attacked as far as whether it's racism or sexism. And I think if you look at her titles, 39 Grand Slam titles, 4 gold medals, she's been number 1 at 8 occasions from 2002 to 2017. In 2006, I think she broke all records where she was number 1 for like 186 weeks. If she was a man, they'd be holding a parade for her. But since she's a woman, they're quick to say, well, she's a great female tennis player. Let's just put it like this. Serena's up there with LeBron James. She's up there with the Michael Jordans. She has the numbers to back her up. So in that regard, she should just be looked at as a great athlete, period. But since we have to break it down, fine, she's a great female tennis player. But at the end of the day, she's still a great tennis player. So I find John McEnroe's comments insulting, and the whole idea that she'd be last if she was playing all the guys. I doubt she'd be 700. I think her number would be a little higher than that. But the fact that he even put that out there, who cares? It's not that deep. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to prove herself to play with a bunch of guys.
okay.
Well, one thing about it, he's selling a book right now, so you kind of expect the hot take. But I guess I felt like he was just answering a question with that, and a lot of people left out the part where he said when they asked him, well, where would you rank right now, and he said somewhere around 1,200. So it's not like he's saying he's better than her, but I get what you're saying, because Serena does seem to get marginalized for her efforts over the years. I mean, she's the greatest tennis player in women's history. The greatest.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can answer that question and just say, you know what, I don't know where she'd be ranked, but she is playing against men. Serena even said it herself. It's going to be different playing against men. I mean, I think as women, we're not stupid to know. It'd be like a WNBA team playing an NBA team. It's not going to be fair. You know what I'm saying?
I'd take Maya Moore on the Hawks today.
What'd you say?
I'd take Maya Moore on the Hawks today.
Right. But it's just that whole idea of why we're even having this conversation. Again, Serena's numbers back her up to where she's just a great athlete, period. And like you said, John McEnroe, I mean, this is kind of his forte. You know John McEnroe? Mm-hmm. He likes to sell himself. He's a trash talker. He just had to put himself – I mean, he's irrelevant. So I think Serena's response to him was golden.
Okay. Right. So he more or less, when even though the question was posed and pressed a little bit, he probably should have just backed away from giving us a number, saying, well, she would be 700th or what have you. He probably should have just kept it where he had it. He was good there, and just left it alone, right?
Well, and I'll be honest with you too. I started thinking about this because some people are like, well, don't blow it out of proportion. What would he have said if it was Steffi Graf? What would her number?
Or Martina Navratilova, or
right? Yeah, because at the end of the day, like you said, Serena and Venus, out of any athletes in the world, have gotten the most pressure for just being black women at the stage they're at. I mean, tennis is not – before they came along, there was only a few of us playing tennis, and they took tennis to a whole new level. I mean, Serena got it to where the ladies who are making money today, they can thank the Williams sisters. Mm-hmm. All the ratings that tennis gets, they can thank the Williams sisters. Let's face it, we haven't had a decent American male tennis star in a long time. For Serena and Venus, tennis wouldn't even be relevant. Look what happened. Look what's going on with golf, with Tiger not in it. Right. So, it was one of those things where Serena said it in a nice way, keep my name out your mouth. That's pretty much what she was telling John.
And you don't want to mess with a pregnant woman either.
Hello.
I think the last relevant black tennis player that I can remember, I want to say Zena Garrison.
Yeah.
Round about.
Yeah. And again, that was like, we're talking 80s.
Right. So, very, very long time ago. Long time ago.
And Serena and her sister fought for them to make the same money as the men. Mm-hmm. Because they weren't making any money. And Serena's like, wait, I got all these people watching us. So that tennis purse, when women win, you can always thank the Williams sisters on that.
Them girls are just upset because they know in about 6-7 months, maybe 8, she'll be back whooping their ass again.
Well, look, her last tournament, she was 8 weeks pregnant, and nobody knew. That's a bad woman, okay?
Oh, wow.
So U.S. Open, right? Was it the U.S. Open? I think
it was Australian Open.
Australian Open, you're right. Australian Open.
Yeah, she was 8 weeks pregnant. Nobody even knew. So if she can play that good pregnant, you can imagine, again, what's going to happen after she drops that baby.
Well, you see, she got them girls taking steroids and whatnot. So
I was going to say, how do you think she's going to rank when she comes back? Now, she's probably not going to come back till next year sometime, right?
Right. Yeah, she's dropped to, I think, 39 at this point. Which is not bad for somebody, who hasn't played in a little bit. And she's done more at the age 30. I mean, you have to remember, Serena's almost like, in tennis age, a grandmother. I mean, she's up there. But she's done more over 30 than most athletes, period. So I think she'll do her thing. I think she may want to play another season or two, and then she'll want to be a mom full time. I mean, really, she doesn't have to play, but she's at her prime, So I say go for it. And if she can still go out there and win, I mean, let's put it this way. This past year, who has beat her?
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's not really a lot of competition out there either.
Now I want Venus to win some more. Venus can't win when Serena's around. I want Venus to win.
I think this is it for Venus.
Yeah, Venus.
I almost said a couple seasons ago Venus could sit down.
I think Venus is done. Yeah, she's done. She's toast. Yeah. All right. Well, we definitely appreciate that insight, Nicole, Monique. You know, I have a different perspective on it now. One other thing I wanted to ask you, because I know you're a football person.
Oh, I had something to tell her, too.
I'm counting down the days.
Okay.
We got space for you on the Panthers bandwagon. You good with us.
Okay.
I know you looking for a team. We'll take you over here.
I am. And I defend Cam Newton all the time, so.
I knew I liked you.
Oh, that's perfect, man. That's perfect for y'all. That's perfect for y'all. Well, again, Nicole, tell the people where they can reach you at on your social media, your internet platforms. I know your show's going to be coming back up here football season, so people where they can see you at.
Well, definitely, folks, follow me on Twitter at TWSS Sports. You can also follow me on Facebook at That's What She Said Sports. My website, twssports.com. I'm looking forward to coming back football season. We all got something cooking on behind the scenes, so it's going to be a good season. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. We definitely will support y'all. Make sure y'all support. Like she said, we got something cooking behind the scenes that we're going to release to y'all very, very soon. So keep your eye out for that. Nicole, we appreciate you coming through. Till next time.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
All right. Okay. So I enjoyed it. That gave me a little different insight. Think about it a little different way.
Oh, that was a good guess. Good guess to have on the show, people.
All right. So our next segment here, people, we are going to finish up on a little bit of basketball talk. We got a couple. Was it a trade? Do we go over the trades?
We didn't really touch on that too often. I jumped the gun early. Okay, the Jimmy Butler trade. The Chicago Bulls and the Minnesota Timberwolves engaged in a trade last Thursday. They traded Jimmy Butler and the number 16 pick overall for Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, and the number 7 pick. Now, the first thing that jumped out to me about that trade, they ain't have to make the trade right now. They got Jimmy Butler under contract for another 2 years. They didn't have to do anything, but they chose to. Let me ask you this. If you're GM Diego and Minnesota called you with that trade, you making it?
No.
Okay, not just me.
And I'm not saying no because I think it's a bad trade. I think it's a mediocre trade.
They could have got more.
I think they could have got more. Who knows what Zach LaVine is going to look like coming off of ACL. Now, it's not the same day and age. People come off ACLs all the time, but a big part of his game is predicated on his athleticism and jumping.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? So I would have had to hold off on that. Chris Dunn, I still like Chris Dunn. I liked him coming out of Providence. You know, I think he just got stuck behind Ricky Rubio, you know, being a rookie and everything. We talked about teams giving up on players very quickly. They obviously just threw him to the wayside real quick.
Because they drafted him a year ago.
Yeah.
He played what? They played 78 games, started 3, and they're done. He just gave up that fast. How do you know what you have after a year? How do you know?
Right. You know, it's again, especially with a rookie. I mean, he only shot 37% from the field, 29% from 3. Those are not ideal numbers at all. But at the same time, you know, we're talking about Tibbs, and you know, Tibbs has a history, and we're gonna see if he changes that up. But you know, in Chicago, Tibbs had that history of playing the same 5 or 6 guys and pounding them into the floor with high minutes all the time. Yep. You know, and I think Cat and Wiggins led the league in minutes last year. I think I saw something that said something alluding to that.
But this was the trade they had to make, though. It was time to get in the playoffs.
Oh, it's a great trade for Minnesota.
I figured they needed a veteran, and from what I hear, the center that they took has a lot of upside, but he needs to get his mind right. Playing behind Cat ain't bad. He's actually a stretch 5, which is crazy to me. But
yeah, I'll have to see some more on him. I mean,
it's potential. You know, they selling lottery tickets nowadays. That's all it is.
Yeah.
The question is, are they gonna give up on him?
A dude named Laurie. We're gonna have to see.
You know what? I had a question I was gonna ask you last week. I can't think of another franchise outside of Chicago that just can't get out of a player's shadow like that. I mean, they had that decent little run with Derrick Rose, but just don't seem like they can get right at all. It just really, I can't recall a team. You gonna say Minnesota? I'm sorry.
Chicago can't get right because their front office ain't right.
That's true. That's true.
You know, until that front office and ownership and all that get straight, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be pretty much the same thing. Like you said, they had that little run with Derrick Rose and them, but before that, between that and the Mike years, you know, and I tweeted, I was talking to Glass from Get With The Sports. Shout out to Get With The Sports, Glass and Brandon. But I was
Keep your head up, Glass. Keep your head up.
I was talking to him the other day, and I was like, y'all gonna be right back in the stages of that era where it was Eddie Curry, Tyson, young Tyson Chandler, right. Marcus Fizer. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna
talking about that last Bulls run until Derrick Rose got there, and that was a good little bit of time right there.
Yeah.
That was like 1999 to like 2001.
Yeah.
Still a little bit of time.
Yeah,
but
they
Minnesota gets 6 to 8, somewhere around there. They get in the playoffs, you think?
Playoffs? Yes. Because I think let me see. I'm trying to think who's at the bottom of the playoffs last year.
They better than Portland right now to me.
Portland, Utah, and
if
Dallas.
Utah loses Hayward, they done. Memphis
was 6, right?
Memphis was 6, I believe.
Memphis. Okay, so Memphis, Portland, and Utah. Especially if Utah loses Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, they should get in the playoffs. And the good thing about it is they got Jimmy for 2 years under contract. Speaking of which, that segues us into our next conversation. Everybody's talking about the Supermax. And they're talking about how their Supermax contract, which is 5 years, $200+ million, that was a deterrent that the owners put into the salary cap to prevent super teams from coming together. Well, with this Jimmy Butler trade last week, I was telling the homie today, this is the second time in the last, 4 or 5 months that an owner has opted to trade a guy who would have been eligible at Supermax before paying him. So maybe, just maybe, it's not the players that are the problem, but the owners don't want to hand $200 million just anybody. Because Jimmy said he wanted to stay. DeMarcus said he wanted to stay. That's a hard pill to swallow, handing the cat $240 million, and he got an attitude problem in a lot of cases.
Yeah, you're right. But I will say this: I don't believe Jimmy Butler for one fucking second that he wanted to stay in Chicago.
I think he wanted the check. I really think he wanted.
If for the check, yeah. But outside of that,
I don't think Boogie wanted to stay in Sacramento, but he wanted that check.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think, because you look at the history of the last season and a half, year and a half, 2 years of what's went on with the front office and Jimmy Butler. People, if you don't know or if you forget, remember the front office wanted Tibbs to cut Jimmy Butler's minutes. Was it Jimmy Butler? I think it was. I mean,
yeah, it was Jimmy Butler. They were going to give his minutes to Tony Snell.
Give his minutes to Tony Snell just so they can drive his value down so they wouldn't have to pay him.
Right.
That out, and that leaked back to Jimmy, and you know it ain't been right since. So I don't believe him 1 second when he said he wanted to play. Especially he only said it after the rumors came out. He said it at the very last minute. So I'm not buying that shit at all, Jimmy. Sorry.
What we said a couple of weeks ago, $200 million. That's a lot of bread.
You're right. It is a lot. But you absolutely.
You cannot tell me Boogie wanted to stay in Sacramento and deal with that bullshit. You can't tell me.
Not at all. Now, looking at Sacramento now, though, I wonder how Boogie's looking at it. With the young pieces that they got coming in, and he is stuck on New Orleans. That team is going nowhere. You know
the sad part about that, cuz they gonna lose him for nothing. Boogie ain't resigned with them.
They don't have anything.
They don't have nothing.
It was him, Anthony Davis, and Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday
might leave.
And he might leave. He's gonna play with his brother. So
whoever that GM is, he getting fired. So, and the coach. So they'll be starting over yet again in free agency. And one day down the line, because we getting to that point real soon, we're gonna have opinion pieces. I'm gonna give my discussion on contraction and shortening the teams in the league, that'll help.
People, he has been on this contraction of NBA teams for like 3-4 years now. So this ain't new. He been talking about it for a while.
Bruh.
You know, sometimes he bring it up, and I'll be like, all right, yeah, you're right. And sometimes he bring it up, I'll be like, all right.
Bruh, you put Utah and Portland together. Put Gordon Hayward up there with Dame, with Rudy Gobert. Do they both need a team? Or are they a super team if they all together?
Hey, man, Utah's not giving up their team, man.
I know they ain't got nothing else in Utah, but that's another day. Let's stay on task.
Utah told you, Joe Ingles told y'all during the playoffs, it's plenty to do in Utah.
I believe that about as much as I believe Jimmy Butler wants to stay in Chicago.
But back to, on the real for real, back to the owners being scared to hand these players $200 million. You know, it kind of, this doesn't directly tie into that, but just like I was saying, you know, earlier in the show tonight, owners and GMs just stop drafting guys that aren't ready. Stop paying guys that aren't worth that money. Just because they eligible to receive that money don't mean you got to pay them. Boston, you'd be stupid to have Isaiah Thomas $200 million.
Nah, I wouldn't hand him that.
200. That's a big number. That's only reserved for like Steph Curry, KD, LeBron.
That's what I want to go into in another show. Well, we talk because that Supermax is really going to determine to you who the real stars of the league are. Because you hand somebody that type of bread, you talking about winning, getting asses in the seats, not just at home but on the road, and they legit face of your franchise. You find out a whole lot about a guy if you willing to hand him that type of bread.
Right.
They weren't trying to hand them two cats that money. They weren't.
Another example, like you said, this is put in as a deterrent from players leaving, giving teams a better chance to sign their guys. Another example, from what's coming out so far about the Hawks and Paul Millsap, the Hawks like, nah, I don't think so. You know, it's been real. We appreciate it, and I totally agree with that. Millsap's, he's a solid player. I've had things to say about him before, rightfully so, in my opinion.
Because he's 32, and all he got is a weak step back. And we talking about handing him $180 million, $200. Sorry to hit you, player.
You know how I feel about about Paul Millsap. So yeah, that's just not a guy you hinder your franchise by paying him $35-40 million a year. It's just not
a good move, people.
It's not feasible. It's not.
Not a good move. But the Paul George situation is still sitting out there. Now, I put on our little note sheet this week. I like this trade. I like this trade that the Lakers offered last Thursday. The Lakers offered Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson, and the 27th and 28th pick for Paul George, and Indiana said no. Okay, I'm trying to understand. Do they have any damn leverage right now? Any?
They have about as much leverage as me and you have.
Okay. Is that a bad trade? 'Cause it don't seem bad to me.
It don't seem bad, but it looks mediocre to me, actually.
But this cat's already said he's leaving. It's not like Jimmy. Now, we just said Jimmy's trade was mediocre.
That's right.
Jimmy's under contract for 2 years.
Right.
This cat is free July 1st of 2018.
Right, so it's okay.
No damn leverage.
Right, you're right. So it's not comparing apples to apples.
No, you can't even go there. This is one of those situations where you get what you can get.
Yeah, but is that all that they can get?
Okay, it's only a few teams I can think of that can legit make that trade. No, they renting them, and it's okay. It's only really two I can think of. But
I think, honestly, I think Indiana's waiting around to see what Cleveland's going to do.
Cleveland, I think it's Boston.
Or possibly Boston.
I think it's Boston. They're waiting to see if Boston gives up Brooklyn's pick next year on top of Jason Tatum and a couple starters. But let me ask you this. I was thinking about it today on the way home, and I was going to call you. Is Paul George that good? He's good, but is he franchise changing?
When you say franchise changing,
because people act like he's 24, 25. He's 27.
Yeah, I don't think he's franchise changing in a sense where you're going to bring him in. He's going to be your main guy. and you're going to build around him, and he's going to carry you. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen that in Indiana.
Bingo.
With veterans. Lance Stephenson.
I hate I don't have that stat you gave me. You gave a stat when they was in that Cleveland series about his game-winning shots. I can't remember what it was.
It's like 0 for something.
Okay.
0 for forever. It was enough that I started to tweet Gatorade and asked them to pull that down that they kept showing even after Indiana lost. Pull that damn commercial.
You gonna mess with his bread?
He already paid. He got the check already. The bag is gone. You know what I'm saying? So
you Diego, I'm hate.
Hey, there it is. I'm just saying.
Okay. Back to it.
But I think if you put him with other players, if you put him on a Boston or you put him on a Cleveland, then that could take either one of those teams to the next level. I know John Wall has, put his 2 cents in, wanted to recruit him to Washington. I would like that.
I like that.
Wall, Bill, George, Markeith,
And they're going to have some money coming available because Gortat going to fall off. Right. I just, in my mind, I still think Boogie's going there next summer to play with John Wall. Which,
but I think Indiana declined that trade. They can get more definitely from Boston. Because
did you hear those rumors where they said that Paul George said he'll go if they can sign Gordon Hayward?
I didn't see that one.
They've been talking about that since last Friday, saying that he's been putting word out that he wants to play with Gordon Hayward. I just don't believe shit unless outside of him wanting to play for LA. I just don't.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Let's jump into the NBA awards.
Yeah, let's move on. We're running out of time. We got 8 minutes and change.
All right, let's get this real quick. All right, NBA awards. Okay, we both picked Russell Westbrook. He got that done last night. Shout out to Russell for that speech. It's amazing how everybody's coming around now. They his fans after that speech. We've been telling y'all Russell was a beast. Mm-hmm. Rookie of the year, we both took Brogdon, right?
I know I did. Did you?
I can't recall what I took, but he was the best choice.
I think you took Embiid.
Oh, did I? Okay, I probably did. Yeah. Defensive player, I took Draymond. Who'd you take?
I took Kawhi.
Okay. 6 man, we both took Eric Gordon.
Right.
And I was wrong about that damn D'Antoni, but he won it. He won it. I picked him, but I was upset that he won it because I don't think he's shit because all he does is run offense and don't teach defense. But
I picked Spoelstra, but I knew D'Antoni was going to win. But I just gave mine to Spoelstra.
Gotcha.
So I think overall, the award show, it was okay. It was kind of hard to get a true grasp on it because I was flipping back and forth to the big three, in between the big three. But I think it can definitely use some work. It can definitely use some work. But
for the first one, it wasn't that bad.
Wasn't bad at all.
All right, we're gonna hold that Carmelo topic. We're gonna hold that to Thursday and we do our free agency talk. Derek Carr, we're gonna do a little NFL real quick, people. We're in rapid fire. Derek Carr got his new deal, 5 years, $125 million. That was the first QB payday domino. All right, I put 4 names on this list: Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers. Who gets that bag next?
Matt Stafford, just because I don't have any faith in Redskins and Cousins, even though they say they're working on the deal, I don't have any faith in that.
He's going to be playing for y'all next year.
Matt, in this order, Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins next year. And I know we've been saying, I thought Matt was probably going to get his extension this year, but with 2 years left, it might have to wait until next year. So he might not get his – Matt might not get his bag until next year. It seems like they are working on getting Devontae re-signed right now.
Oh, really? I thought Matt was the priority.
I mean, I would think so too, but he does have 2 years left on his deal.
Gotcha.
He do his extension next year, and then the last domino is going to be Aaron Rodgers because he's going to wait for everybody to get paid, and then the hammer's going to drop. $30 million a year, $100 million guaranteed. You heard it here first.
Yeah. All right. Cam Newton began throwing yesterday. Said he's going to be ready for camp. Shout out to Cam.
Good job.
Vince Young. You know what? He wonders why he ain't signing nobody.
Hey, was he lying?
You know what, though? It's okay to think something.
He said Ryan Fitzpatrick is garbage, and he still got a job.
Bruh, he said, I'm in the kitchen cooking turkey necks. Bruh. I saw that. I said, bro, you wonder why you ain't got no damn job. People, it's okay to think something, but you ain't got to speak everything.
You always got to say it. You always got to say it.
You don't have to do that. All right, last little NFL tidbit we got. They released the final top 100 players of the 2016 season. I'm going to run them down real quick. Tom Brady, Von Miller, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Khalil Mack, Aaron Rodgers, Zeke Elliott, Odell Beckham, Le'Veon, and Matt Ryan. What do you think about those? Anything? I mean, I know the players vote on these, but anything stick out to you?
I have to look at numbers, but just based on their record, and they're not even making the playoffs last year, or did they make the playoffs? The Broncos. The Broncos.
Nah, the Broncos didn't make it. So that does stick out. I ain't even think about that.
I don't think Von Miller had a number 2 player ranked year last year.
No.
He's a number 2 ranked. I mean, he's up there as far as caliber of player, but I don't think he was number 2 last year.
The players vote on this, so it's hard. It's hard to take this legit.
And for me, it's just hard for me to put anybody outside of a quarterback or running back in that top 5, just because they are so important to the team. They have the ball the most, But I don't really have too many.
In the top 10. 2.
I mean, that's what happened when you make a Super Bowl. You had the kind of run that they had. Damn
shame they ain't finish it off, though.
I mean, yeah, right. It's Saturday end of 20 with their 28-3. Well, we ain't got to go there. We ain't gonna pour no salt in the wounds tonight, because there's plenty of time for that coming up soon in football season.
That's the big joker, people. Anything you say about my Panthers, that's the big joker. 28-3. I'm telling you now, I'm dropping it.
Yep.
All right, let's finish up last call. We are to the end of the show. We done had a good show tonight, people. Shout out to that boy Timmy Tebow, a.k.a. in my eyes, Timmy Jesus. He gonna be playing for the Mets in September, cuz.
No, let me tell you what this is.
Sell them tickets.
Sell tickets, and by him coming from, I forget the name of that league, but whatever league he was in, now going up to single A. Now the Mets can start making money off him as far as apparel-wise and stuff.
Gotcha.
Okay. Because from what I hear, his batting average is continuing to decline.
It's like 220.
So that's all I really see that as, is them just giving another way to, like you said, sell some tickets, sell some apparel and stuff, get some more bank. Don't expect him being in anybody's real major league lineup anytime soon, if ever.
I mean, they suck anyway this year, so. Anyway, shout out to Joel Embiid for giving the 76ers young core their own nickname. I never heard of giving yourself your own nickname, but this is kind of interesting to me. He said the feds are coming. Fultz, Embiid, Dario, and Simmons. Hey, man, I like what KD said. How y'all gonna get yourself a nickname? Y'all ain't even played. Y'all ain't even played that much.
And I don't like the nickname. How the hell you gonna name yourself the feds? That's not what people want to hear. No.
Hey, that little Ben Simmons video the other day, yeah, it was dope. Him catching that ball off that bounce. Do it in the regular season. That's all I want to see. Do it in the regular season.
There it is.
And to finish off, shout out to that boy Ice Cube. Can we give him an applause, please, homeboy? Shout out to that boy Ice Cube.
You can give him one.
The big 3, they're gonna be all right.
Absolutely. So, all right, people, we got less than 60 seconds before they cut us off. We want to appreciate y'all coming out. Remember to check us on all social media platforms. That's at AA Sportscast on IG, on Twitter. Hit my boy Hay at Rike6000. Hit myself at Diego DeRish. We'll see y'all next week, Tuesday night again. Y'all know what time it is. AA Sports, great sports, no chaser. Them Red Cup boys in the building. Holla.